makes sense. You got
she
a lot
cleanses. She's hard to kill. There's a lot of things that work for her.
The side B shield, the bracers.
Yeah, especially now with that being buffed in speed. It's kind of a very difficult nightmare to deal with sometimes.
And speaking of difficult nightmares to deal with, we've got Reindog on one hand and Retro on an absolute terror over Sice in his last match. And on the other side, we see Chavo going the Old Faithful.
We have the Finn coming out. Now, the Finn has always been very good against Reindog, and it's going to be pretty difficult for Retro to keep him out. That being said, though, Retro's improved a lot over like recent weeks, and he's actually been a very difficult threat for a lot of people to deal with. So with the changes to Finn plus the improvements of Retro, it's possible he could take the set. It just depends on if Chavo plays like Chavo of old against or the normal Chavo against Reindog, because he eats it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say both these players too, right? Both these characters, sorry, I should say, have adjustments on the online patch that aren't reflected here offline, which I think is also something to highlight, that seeing this in this environment locally is going to be different than playing online right now at the same time.
Yeah, right now, like what were you saying with the online difference, but the difference as well is the fact that like when it comes to Chavo, he has a very big understanding of like a lot of our playstyles and with how much he plays against us, and he's going to know how to navigate a lot of the zoning traps that he can do as his character, because Retro kind of relies heavily on you following his route. That way he can get those jab one setups and those side air setups, which it's been kind of difficult to find right now.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not had the opportunities to find those really long strings we saw in the last matchup. But even despite that, he's managing to keep the game close, at least percent-wise. We spent a lot more of the game in disadvantage than Chavo.
Yeah, it's very big. Not even that far off on damage, but like 85 to 110. Finn can be knocked out pretty easily with one of those. It's actually not going to be enough for him to go high, though, using that gem toss. Actually, the apple, excuse me. You use a lot more coins nowadays on both the up B and on the gem itself, so it's you don't get to throw it out as freely as normal for those teleports.
I was going to say, I thought Finn was a dog person, but I guess not, because, man, he's really wailing on Reindog.
He's got
one
he's got one dog and one dog only, and that dog is Jake.
Yeah, and I was going to say, we see it in how...
Oh, my God. That's going to kill him.
Found the stock off the jab into that forward strong combo, and thank you, the down strong combo there, and finds the stock, and really good stuff from Reindog. Yeah, I was going to say, you're right, Finn only does have one dog. We really see it in the show and how everyone treats Jerome, unfortunately.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, Retro trying to keep things going here, still already up to 80 damage, and it's continuing to rack. Chavo having a bit of a hard time finding his way in. He had the armored buns before, but it's not going to find it. Again, that sunscreen will continue to mess with me. Chavo's going to go and close the door because somebody forgot to close it before. I knew he would affect him more than literally anyone else. But Chavo is stepping up for a second because the door to the commentary room was open, and now he's back at it.
Yeah, and while they like to hear us, they don't like to hear us that much, AJ.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear what we're calling out, basically.
Yeah.
But down attack coming through, down air coming through, not enough to take him out off the top. Gem toss getting beat out as well. Looking for that down air, but these flying side specials coming in from Retro are actually putting in some work. Side air lines up two, and the up attack not going to be enough.
And one of the things that's really impressed me about Retro's playstyle is just how well he's able to change from aggressive to defensive, play off those projectiles, finding another stock there, and he has a pretty commanding lead so far.
Yeah, playing extremely well right now against Chavo, like we said before. One of the things that Retro has done a lot, he's improved a lot lately. We haven't been able to see him do much, but one thing you can never count out is Chavo, even in games like this, because down attacks didn't come through. 27 damage, not much at all. It's going to be pretty easy to get that damage on within like a second.
Yeah, and that's one of the sweet things about multi is just you can kill people at really any percentage if you put yourself in the right position.
Yeah, and the dodge coverage from Retro actually really good. He's been going for up attack up air mix-ups, and that have been so good. He's also catching people jumping over him so often with that charged up attack. He is going off. He's looking for the dodge in from Chavo, but Chavo getting the triple dare and putting him straight up to 33.
Yeah, just a little bit of an overextension from Retro. He got that great combo overextensions a little bit. Chavo making him pay, but now Chavo in the corner finding his way back to stage, but at kill percent, he's got to play really carefully here.
He's got to be very careful right now. He can, that jab one into down attack's not going to be enough, and he challenges his projectile, but he gets the jab one, goes for the downer. That usually is pretty easy to line up, but downer again, he keeps looking for them. Retro has to be careful with how often he goes for those, because he can find a knockout on the next down air, but if it becomes too obvious, Chavo's going to take full advantage.
And I like the way that Retro's prioritizing stage stage control here, just trying to make sure that he doesn't die early, maximizes this % lead he has right now. It's really smart. However, Chavo's doing his best to just make it not matter regardless, slowly racking this defense up, and as the time starts to whittle down, it could...
Projectile coming through. He throws the gem up to teleport up and out of the way. That flying side special is not going to be enough, though. He's going to be forced to go high. He challenges that. Another one finds the mark, and it's going to be Retro who gets the first game here in winter semis.
Yeah, and ultimately, I mean, that was some really good play from both players. I think definitely that door being open affected Chavo a little bit there, but...
yeah, we'll try not to think too much on that one. He brought it all the way back. I think it's just like Retro's like early game lead into game number 2. I see him not game number 2, stock number 2, where he was racking on so much damage. You brought him all the way up like 80 something. So when Chavo started getting when he started getting a lot of answers, it was harder for him to be able to kind of overwhelm because you can't afford to take too many trades, but also that offstage play was so good. And now Retro sitting with a 1-game lead.
And I was going to say, Reindog has really good defensive play because of the projectiles and because of the way he can control space. So a % lead with that character just can make so much happen, especially with how hard he can punish you for overextending. But right early, we're just seeing Chavo not even let him get the opportunity to set up those defensive positions.
Broke the crystal in the middle of the string, too, just to make sure just to add a little bit extra. But the double dares, not going to get the third one there, but this has been already really close. I like the way that Retro's constantly answering these run-up charged like attacks in general because you can move with them. Without armored ones on, those projectiles should stop it every time.
Yeah, no, he's done a really good job of preventing the too much control. Sorry, I'm losing my words. I'm tripping over myself just a little bit. I don't even know why. I'm just so caught up in the gameplay.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's kind of hard. Like, there's so much going on right now. This game is extremely fast-paced, but coming in with those flying side specials, Chavo has gotten a lot better at dodging those, but the jab one, sending him back off stage, he's going to be forced to go high. He tries to read him on that, and he uses a lot of defensive options. Down attack finds the mark, and Chavo gets the first stock.
Yeah, wonderful job there, converting that high recovery mix-up, of catching Retro overextending just a little bit, finds a stock for it, and now Retro's on the back foot. But this is a position he didn't really have to deal with the first game, and now Chavo making it count. 41% and the advantage take. Again, he's got the opportunity here.
Off straight up to 89 damage. This is where Chavo gets the most frightening once he starts racking it up like this. It's looking very similar to that lead that Retro had in the first game. Retro finally finds a down air to get one on the mark, but he took 97 for it.
But he managing to stem the bleeding there. Now he's got an advantage. He tries to catch him with the pause, but doesn't quite find it. He's got to find his way out of the corner. Manages to here, but Chavo just able to play patiently, punish his approach options, punish the commitments Reindog's making with these CQC tools. Those fine punishes. However, really good low mix up there. Down air into a pause into another one. He's just trying to keep the pressure ongoing, and honestly, Retro's slowly coming back.
Yeah, it's working slowly. Only 55 damage, not too much, but the up attack catching him, slipping one good time above him, and now we're gonna see. Let's see if Chavo goes very similar to the last stock where he just rushed him down, which it looks like what he's doing at low percents. That, or if he plays more campy as it goes on, because you don't want to play too campy against Reindog. Chasing him all the way over off of the projectile like that. His confirms off projectiles have been so good.
Yeah, no, the confirms that both these players have had, actually, I would say all projectiles tonight have been really impeccable. They've just been managing to find ways to make it happen. Reindog, like so many zoners, with a lead is terrifying, but when you don't give him opportunities to set up, it gets a little bit harder to make stuff go. Stuff tick.
Yeah, you rely heavily on being able to control the pace of the game as Reindog, and when somebody can kind of just hover around and play around those projectiles as much as possible, it gets a little frustrating, but those jump cancel up specials have been very good in terms of zone breaking for Retro, but look at how hard it's been for him to find a mark. And Chavo dancing around, he's starting to get a read on where his projectiles are starting, and he's getting them punished. That's the second time now. First was the downer, that time jumping in with the neutral air.
Yep, and he's making really good use. Good find there on that dash attack from
Retro. Flying side special.
Thank you, flying side special. Making it, finding the stock coming in there. I'm still learning.
Yeah, it's all good.
But he's also done a really good job. Chavo has of using the
Gonna catch him one good time at the ledge after he tried to go for the projectile hovering up like this is so. we all have a lot of good fun, right? We're all having a good time. Everybody's practicing. Everybody's having a good time, getting prepped. But these two, this is definitely one of the more like competitive sets of like wanting to win because the fist bumps out with good respect right there. It's an even game, but
these two players play a lot.
Yeah. Also, Chavo has lifetime record against like a majority of us.
Yeah.
A big record. And Retro has finally been improving to the point where it's getting close where he can actually take it. And this is why like this winner's semis feels so much like a winner's finals with how intense this is.
Yeah, but when you get a small bracket like this, you get big dogs, no pun intended, meeting early here, and that's what we're seeing in winner semis. Chavo, Retro in a deciding game 3. And one of the things I'm interested to see is whether Chavo can make as good use of Reindog's big horizontal hurtbox, and also just get the movement reads that he was getting on Retro at the end of game 2.
Ooh, that's a lot of resources used. Okay, that was actually really good on Chavo. So he knew that his jumps and his dodges were like burned. So it was on Retro to figure out where he was going to go. He threw up the gem to the left to bait out the idea he might not go for it, stalled a second, and then went up and caught Retro when he decided to go for a potential down air.
Yeah, no, it's just the Chavo's resource management, holding on, knowing exactly what he can expend and what he needs to hold till the last minute, has been absolutely impeccable. And it's what's allowing him to find his way into all of these reversal situations. And even when Retro's found leads really every single game, oftentimes it's Chavo finding the more significant one right after out of the reversal situation.
Yeah, and now this is extremely intense right now. Gonna get the down air and following up with the up attack, but he catches him on the runaway with the projectile. He's been chasing him very well. Tries to go for the jab to get him onto the true combo into the down attack, but it's not gonna land. Double down air, that might be enough. It's not gonna be enough still.
I think that was also a little bit of knockback influence coming in from Reindog, keeping him alive there. So good on him for that. That's not always easy.
You gotta think about attack decay as well, but the up attack finally comes through, finds the mark, but Retro's not very far off here, Ritual, from taking it out.
No, I think this is the most even game we've seen so far, but whoever's taking the first stock has been at kill percent and managed to tack it on. All it takes is one opening if you're Finn to deal on so much percent, and he's getting it started right now, 35, 44, and all the way up to 60% already, and Retro still hasn't hit him.
Yeah, very beautiful combo string right there from Chavo, trying to catch him on that dodge, but that fully charged down there, recognizing that he was going to go underneath him, taking him out on that 160% string might come into play. Well, so far, Retro going on full defense with the projectiles, but once those go on cooldown, that's where Chavo knows that he can rush a bit because you do not have those extra fireballs to go in with that full screen pressure.
The amount of resource management in MultiVersus in general, right, allows these characters to have incredibly strong zoning, but also it builds in openings, because if you commit all your eggs into one basket, suddenly you've got a basket with no eggs and someone can fill it with whatever they want, and generally that's damage on you.
Yeah, but right now you're going to get filled with a whole bag, but he's not going to be able to cash out that money in the air. Trying to find that up special, it's not going to be enough. He's going to be able to go for another one, though. That one's not going to be it either, and he tries to cover an early like jump cancel up special. I like the idea from Chavo. Just in case he went for that, he could have teleported to it and covered him if you went up above him.
And you see in that situation just the amount of levels in the mental game going on between both these players, who are so aware of each other's playstyles and what their characters want to do, that you see them picking some really non-traditional options.
Exactly, yeah. This is all, it's what I refer to as roommate reads. When you play against somebody all the time, you understand player habits very well, and that's something you see very well at the local level too. My goodness, it's been so difficult to find him. He finally finds the up attack and puts himself in the lead.
And the Screaming Sun coming out,
I've been loving it. It's my favorite thing all day. But Retro getting close to losing a stock there right at like 24.
However, he has an opportunity here, maybe able to make something happen all the way up to 100%, but he can't get caught by too many sword combos.
Oh, he tried to mix him up with the slap. If you dodge down in front of that, you will get eviscerated. That move is very strong. Down attack coming through, though. He only got 46 damage on him this time. Now 54. It's looking very similar to that last stock again, but Retro, I like the fact that Retro's, again, like you said before, prioritizes stage control, so he doesn't overextend and get pushed off, because you do not want to get down aired right now. Yeah,
no, getting we see Finns take a lot of stocks when they can push you at the edge, but especially the characters heavy, unfortunate.
Totally
and that set for Retro, but really good stuff from both players.
I would even call that unfortunate. Like, unfortunate for Retro, but amazing job by Chavo clutching that out. The game one looked really good for Retro. He got a nice lead and forced Chavo's hand, made him almost got the comeback on it too. But then come game two, he got the lead, didn't relinquish it, got it down to a close last one. But the last one, he was looking for that dodge read with that slap the last time. He figured maybe he backs off. He already did it already and does it again.
Yep, and when characters are looking to kill you horizontally, like we've seen Finn